Hello everybody, I am HeroicNerd, and today we are exploring another Golden Age superhero. This one is interesting. It's called Father Time, and apparently he is from the famous character created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, as narrated to Stan Lee, also drawn by Al Alvison and Al Gabriel. I don't know, I think this is interesting because I love the work of Simon and Kirby. In fact, I have a whole big old book of their superheroes called Simon and Kirby Superheroes that just has like all their old characters that created in attempts to become famous. And they retain the rights to those characters and they publish them all in one book. If you like Golden Age superheroes like this, I highly recommend you go purchase that book. It's quite expensive. I paid like $40 for it, but it's worth it. It's pretty cool. But apparently they made this guy, but I think this is interesting. This particularly, I want to take a moment to think about this because looking back on it, what we know now about Stan Lee, I think it's interesting that they would say the famous character created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby as narrated to Stan Lee. So they told him about it, and what did he do? Did he write it? Did he produce the book? What does it mean as narrated to Stan Lee? So they just told him this story and then Stan Lee took it and made some kind of something out of it, you know? And I think this is very interesting to me. Based on what we know about Stan Lee and like the controversies about him stealing characters and Marvel Comics stealing people's intellectual property. I think it's very interesting that they would do this, that they would write this in particular as if somehow trying to dodge some kind of legal loophole or something like that. But that's what this is. This is Father Time, apparently created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, who narrated this to Stan Lee. All right, so let's keep an eye out for any of Stan Lee's mannerisms, but yeah, let's see. I can tell you two things right off the bat. My first question: does he have time-based powers? And my second question, is anybody going to get chopped in half by this giant scythe? I think the answer to both of those questions is a resounding no. Let's see. Okay, the Grim Reaper deals with crime. So is that him? Is he the Grim Reaper now, or is he Father Time? With every tick of the clock, crime and evil are being perpetrated over the earth. Each precious second sees new terror unleashed upon mankind. But as well as sinister creatures of the night, the tolling of the clock also brings forth a mighty fighter of crime, an unknown defender of the weak and the righteous. So, is it time or is he the Grim? I don't know. Okay. John Scott, having been found guilty of murder in the first degree, it is the sentence of this court that you be hung by the neck until dead on the night of June 15th at midnight. I'm innocent, I tell ya. Take him away. Fucking okay. So is this our hero? But there is one who believes John Scott's innocence. 2 weeks later, Chips Brandt, the notorious gambler, has a visitor. At last I've caught up with you, Chips, and now you're going to court to tell how you had my father framed. How? Hold on. All right, I'm already getting confused. Why, you crazy, kid? I never heard of John Scott. You can tell that to the judge, Chips. I've got the proof right here in my pocket. Well, why don't you just give the judge your proof? You really killed Lou Sims, and you're coming with me to give it to the court. Ah, you see, that's what you think. I'm a crafty fella. Nice work, Spike. The young fool had me worried for a minute. Then, we had the proof, all right. I was a fool to sign those papers. It was a good thing you slugged him, Spike. Oh, it ain't nothing, boss. Okay, so... Ooh, Spike's going bald up there. Okay, so... Meanwhile, as the seconds tick by, it is soon the hour for John Scott to pay the extreme penalty, death. So who's the hero? Is it John Scott or the unknown son without a name? But I tell you, I'm innocent. Oh, if only I had more time to prove it. Yes, yes, my son. Shut up, I know, but come on, let's just fucking pray. Alright, that's gonna help, praying. Back in Chip's room, Larry recovers consciousness. Okay, his name is Larry. The son's name is Larry. Good heavens! It's 10 minutes to 12. Father will be hung in 10 minutes. Let me loose, and I will kill you for this. I've got to save him. Let me loose. Hey, take it easy, kid. It'll be over soon. Haha. Yeah, that's what he said. Fucking... Okay, so this is father time. This is gonna be father time, I think. But unseen by his captors, Larry feverishly tries to break his bonds. Hey, what is you doings behind the chair? Breaking his bonds, Larry Scott attacks Chip. Yeah, we can see it. You don't have to put this here. We can see what's happening. We have eyes. Oh no, he's cut his ropes. Out of my way, rat. I'm off to give the proof to the judge, which I should have done before showing up here with a gun, is what this should say. If Larry were only here, he could prove I'm innocent. Have faith, my son, have faith. All right, another minute. Oh shit, wait, is this gonna go down to the wire? I've got to make it! Warden, call off the hanging quick. Here's proof of my father's innocence. No, you're too late. Wait, oh shit, is it too late? Oh my god. Oh my god, Larry, you fucking moron. Why didn't you just bring the proof? All you had to do was take the proof and take it over to the judge. That's all you had to do. You fucked it up. And now your own father is dead. The good news, the only saving grace here, is you're gonna become a superhero. Okay. If only I had these papers a few minutes before, son, this terrible tragedy could have been averted. Time. Always time. Why should time be on the side of evil? Why should murderers profit by time? Ah, easy, son, easy. Oh. I am no longer a son. My father has been killed. Where are you going? To make some changes in time. Always, time is on the side of evil. It helps crooks to make getaways. It helps the police to forget about them. But no more. I'm going to make all evildoers fear time. I'll let them know that it can be on the side of good as well as evil. How? How are you going to do this? So, in the dead of night, an oath is taken and a new fighter of crime is born. And now the world will learn to fear and respect Father Time. But first, I'll attend to Chip's brand. All right, you know what? Yeah, let's get some vengeance for our father's murder. Speeding through the night on a mission of vengeance and an errand of justice is the awe-inspiring figure of Father Time. I hope I arrive there before the police. Here he is, Chip Brandt's apartments. Meanwhile, in Chip's apartment. Well, boss, I guess that John Scott was hung by now, and that means we're all in the clear. Yes, but we'll have to skip town in the morning. That punk might make more trouble for us. You're quite correct, Chips Brandt, as I come crashing through the window. You guys, have you guys ever gone through a window? It's not that easy, man. It fucking hurts. It hurts and it fucking cuts. Who said that? What the? What is that? It looks like some kind of Father Time. I said that this was to have been the second instance where time would have been in your favor. You figured that you would leave town while the police were taking time to check over the papers proving your guilt before arresting you. But instead, a man in a strange costume is monologuing for you. Who are yous? Me? You may call me Father Time. Dude, I would have been gone. I just would have left. I don't know what your game is, but you know too much. So now he's got to kill you. And then Father Time goes into action, cutting them to ribbons with his scythe. Maybe a dose of lead will stop you refugee from a sheet factory? Father Time ducks the hail of bullets. We don't see that. And he wings his scythe. Oh, that's cool. That's neat. Look at that. He got him. He pinned him to the wall. And now you two can wait here for the police. This will be one instance when time didn't help criminals to thwart the law. But before I go, here's something to remember me by. Father is avenged and my work is done for the present. What is that? What did he do? He pinned a clock to the wall? But the task of ridding the world of evil can never be finished. So I must always be on the alert for new adventures. And so Father Time fades into the night on his eternal quest for justice. Weird. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like a 6 or 7 out of 10 because, you know, the origin is good, but it just that plot hole is so big. He was like why was he like, oh, you need to come with me to the courthouse, known criminal, to give them this proof that I have in my. Why don't you just go give them the proof? Then your father would still be alive. And I'm sorry, but that just makes him look. It makes the character look extremely incompetent. You know, so. And also, it doesn't make sense. He's Father Time. What is you? Because he was out of time, so he becomes a vigilante that's based on time, but time isn't really his gimmick at all. It's not really. None of his crimes are based on time, and he's a gambler, so it doesn't really have anything to do with crime. I mean, or time. Why is he so obsessed with time? It doesn't make any sense. I can see why this one didn't make it, but fuck it, we're gonna continue. There's actually a sequel, and we're gonna see if the sequel fixes any of the problems. Father Time in the race against doom. Holy shit! Wait, is he naked? No, he's got. Is he naked? Hold on. I think no. No, yeah, because it's a suit. See, he has a suit on. The colorist didn't know, though. The colorist didn't know if he had a suit. When he saw an innocent man being framed by heartless killers, a never-dying hatred flared up in his heart of Larry Scott. A hatred for crime and evil which made him don his white robes of justice and play the role of Father Time crime fighter. Why not? Why is it Father Time, though? Like, why? There needs to be a reasoning there. There needs to be, and I want that. I want that reasoning. It would make it so much more, so much more intellectually satisfying. Larry Scott is sitting in his study listening to a radio report. Hal Saxon, accused of murdering the crew of the Southern Princess, is on trial today. Why? I know Hal. He's not a criminal. I suspect a frame-up. Are you gonna fail to rescue him? Yeah. Because it's like, if his father's murder was not his fault, I would be happier. But it is his fault. It's very much clearly his fault. So it's like, you put on a costume and you're fighting crime, but it's like, why? Like, you are the reason your father is dead. It's you. It's your fault. So it's like, I don't know. So Father Time comes off as kind of unhinged. You know what I mean? He comes off as a crazy person. Members of the jury, you will now hear Saxon's own confession, in his own words, as recorded by a dictaphone which some unknown placed in Saxon's house and later then sent to me. Wow, that's convenient. Wow! A dictaphone? Look at that thing. That's huge. How did they hide that? The dictaphone plays back what seems to be some kind of grim confession. I boarded the Southern Princess with a submarine gun, shot the officers and crew, stole the cargo, and later buried it. Did you say that? Well, yeah, I said that. But what? We've heard the confession. You're guilty and you know it. To Larry Scott, the evidence sounds too perfect to be true. I'm convinced that someone is framing him. I've got to help him. Yeah, maybe he was coerced. Maybe he was coerced into saying that, into making that confession. That night, Saxon receives a caller. Now tell me the whole story. Well, Larry, I was a sailor on the Southern Princess. When I quit a week later, a man who called himself a detective questioned me about the ship sinking, and I told him. I told him about the men plotting against me. Someone started a smear campaign about me. He was saying I boarded the Southern Princess with a submarine gun, shot the officers and crew, stole the cargo, and later buried it. There it is. Where's the dictaphone? Where is it? Where's that giant fucking dictaphone? Ha, don't worry, buddy. They'll listen to your story now. The detective was one of several crooks who planted a dictaphone in my shack. You living in a shack? Well, I guess that was common in the 1940s. Where's the dictaphone? It's so big. How did they hide it? You'll hang for what you said, pal. Then the DA hears our version of this dictaphone record. Then someone sent the dictaphone record to the district attorney with everything cut but the second half of my sentence. I boarded the Southern Princess with a submachine gun. Okay. Alright, Hal finishes his story. So I guess my goose is cooked. My story sounds so fantastic that the district attorney won't believe me. Don't worry, I will help you. Somehow. Just break him out. Your father time, you can do anything. Over a late dinner, Larry gives the case some deep thought. Saxon, he hasn't a chance in the trial. The only way to save him is to find the guilty parties. Then, at the next table, a drunken juror provides another clue. The drinks are on me, boys. Shh. Never knew there was so much money till I got on the Saxon's jury. I might have guessed as much. Someone has bribed the jury. Sounds like there's a kingpin behind all this. Larry Scott loses his temper, and he punches one of the people on the jury. And he uncovers a clue. A gold coin, eh? Why, the edges aren't milled right. It's counterfeit. Could the gold from the Southern Princess be turned into gold coins, which is foolish because you can't spend gold coins? Then the DA's office. Here's a clue to your real murderer. The counterfeiters who made these coins. Fantastic. And what proof have you? Larry launches his own investigation. I'll get proof. I'll trace this phony money all over town. Stopping at the local bank, he poses as an inspector. I'm the state inspector. Suppose we begin with the vault, which is illegal, by the way. That's a felony what you're doing. Why, certainly. I should have like a felony meter for when these heroes do felonies. God, I'll be at like 1,000 after a week. These gold coins were just shipped in from government mint. Yes, it's all phony. All of it, I wonder. That night, Larry watches the bank. That's a gangster's car if I ever saw one. And the bank president got in. And then he hops onto the back of the goddamn car and nobody even fucking notices. Oh my god, these boys are going to a party that I would like to crash because I'm Father Time. The car approaches an old barn. I guess the bank presidents are just farmers at heart. As soon as the passengers enter the barn, Larry looks in and sees a huge counterfeiting plant in full operation. It's as plain as day. These crooks raided the ship, murdered everyone aboard, and now make counterfeit money which the crooked bank president puts into circulation. And then Larry leaves his calling card. This note will hold... What is it? The end is near. At 11 o'clock, Father Time will expose all of you. I don't like the sound of that. 11, not midnight, not the good hour. 1 hour before then, Father Time likes his bedtimes after all. Meanwhile, Larry returns to his hotel where he becomes... Wait, he is naked! What happened to your clothes, Larry? He is unhinged. He's look, and just... Oh my god, look at that. There's like a little bit of booty right there. Just a little bit of butt hanging out. Larry, you're unhinged, Larry. Go get therapy. Larry, come on. Oh my god, look at you. You look like you're going to a BDSM club. Come on. Oh my god. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. Father Time puts a call through to the governor's mansion. If you want to capture the real murderers, come into the old barn on Morristown Road at midnight with a patrol of state troopers. Very well, I will do that. A man's life is at stake. Okay. Meanwhile, in the barn, all these fucking counterfeiters. Gee, boss, it's 5 minutes to 11. Don't you think we'd better scram out of here until tomorrow night? Hey, that's right, Joe. I don't like this. This shit that's happening, fools. We won't let a mere note scare us out of all of this gold. Gold! As the clock in the nearby belfry strikes 11. Oh gosh, there's a Father Time in the belfry. Father Time appears and keeps his promise by taking the photographic evidence with a giant camera. Look at that thing. My God, hey, that's cutting edge technology for back then. Jesus Christ. Ghost, I'm getting out of here. It is Father Time. The world famous Father Time. I hear he fights naked, acting swiftly, and he doesn't have nipples. Acting swiftly to cut off the retreat, Father Time strikes terror into the evildoers' hearts. There is no escape. You're all doomed, one and all. What a threat. With one last warning, he leaves them to the mercy of the maddening stillness of the night and the relentless ticking off of the numbered seconds. If a confession is not made within the next hour at midnight, my scythe will sweep this barn clean. Okay, Father Time speeds to the DA's office with the picture. This photo doesn't mean anything. No, yeah, he's right. It doesn't mean anything. It's just dudes in a barn. It's just 3 guys in a barn. Like, what do you... Well, okay, the bank manager is hanging out with 2 gangsters, but that doesn't necessarily prove... It's not gonna hold up in court. God damn it. Father Time, you crazy person. Father Time goes into... Oh, shit! This proves that you're a member of the gang yourself. How do you know? Father Time, how do you know? Bam. Well, you disagreed with me. That proves it. Bang! You're one of them, aren't you? I know it. You're one of them. Tucking the dictaphone into his bag, what? That giant dictaphone is in your bag? Oh my God, with the unconscious district attorney. I'm going to borrow you and your little recording apparatus, sleeping booty. Okay, as the village clock tolls 11:30. Wow, he did all that in 30 minutes? Hey look, there's bats. Bats in the belfry. Uh-oh. A bad case of the jitters sweeps through the counterfeiter's hideout. Come back here, you yellow rats. Father Time will be here in a half hour and I'm getting out of here. Me too. Man. Nope, he came early. There is no escape from a guilty conscience. Yowzers, he'll cut us in 2. Hopefully he does. I want to see that. Your doom is sealed as the seconds tick. Squander them as you will, the sands of time measuring your approaching disaster. Whoever he is great act, boys, but you're not falling for it. Let's see, who's behind that ghost? It looks like the DA. What? What do you mean? What even is this? Propping up the unconscious district attorney, whom he has made luminescent with phosphorus compounds. Father Time speaks for him in a hollow ghost-like voice. I talked, but too late. I'll talk. Oh my God. What is going on? What is going on? Just then, the first toll of midnight sounds. The cool nerve of the bank president snaps. Alright, they all want to talk now. As the district attorney comes to, Father Time quickly sets up the dictaphone to record the confession. Again, that doesn't mean anything. Because they're you're literally carrying a scythe and threatening them. The confession means nothing. The state troopers arrive. My men wrecked the ship, stole the gold, we made counterfeit coins with it, and we gave him out through my bank. I paid the DA to help frame Hal Saxon and make him take the rap. Alright, fuck it, that's good. I'm a police officer, that happened. What happened to his Father Time? Where did he come from, and where did he go? Where did you go to, Father Time? Next day, Hal Saxon is congratulated by the new district attorney appointed by the governor. And Larry Scott leaves Morristown as inconspicuously as he arrived. I must hurry home. The relentless tolling of fleeting seconds may be endangering still yet another innocent soul. Alright. It goes down. 4 or 5 out of 10. Larry Scott is goddamn incomprehensible. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what his obsession is. I don't know why he's half naked. He might as well be an alien. I mean, gosh darn it, Larry Scott, everything you do is nonsensical. Like, why? Why did you do all of those things? This problem could have been solved much easier. Like, there's much easier and more effective ways to be a vigilante, and I think that he's just unhinged, and it's hard for me to look up to a superhero who is unhinged. And you know what's crazy? There's a lot of Father Time stories. There's a lot of them. I think there's like 7 or 8 of them I found. So I don't know. For me, he gets a 4 out of 10. That's right now. But who knows? Maybe I'll read some of those other stories and I'll see if he gets any better. But whoever they have writing him, Stan Lee, you know, it needs to change, man. They need to make some changes. They need to make him more comprehensible as a vigilante, because there's too much goddamn cognitive dissonance. I feel so much dissonance between what the comic is telling me and what I know logically about the real world, and it is making it impossible for me to get into this story. Freaking impossible. But I don't know. What about you guys? Did you guys get any fulfillment from that? Or do you guys get the same kind of it's too illogical to make sense? Let me know in the comments. What do you rate him out of 1 to 10? I give him a 4. He's 4 out of 10. But yeah, that's it for this comic book. Maybe I'll do some more Father Time in the future. If you guys want me to do some more Father Time in the future, let me know. But that's it for this comic. If you liked reading this comic with me and you want to read more comics with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, nerds, stay heroic.